So this is your home office?
Yeah, this is no, I'm sorry. This is my office. I moved. I have an office space now.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
We got here's the girls out here.
So there's your people actually working. You have people now.
yeah.
They probably they have no idea who this gray-haired man is that you're talking to.
Yeah. So yeah, this is our little spot over here.
You came through training, I think, in 2011.
Oh nine.
Really? Oh, so 9. Okay, so 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah.
Yeah.
Over 4 years now.
4 years.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's been 4 years of craziness, so it's been fun. Yeah, we're doing pretty well. It's we probably sign, I don't know, I'm guessing 1 to 2 a month.
Yeah.
That we're doing. If I have a month where I don't sign somebody up, I'm a little concerned. Like, what's going on? What's happening?
I need to do a Google Earth view of where you actually live, because I thought you lived kind of like out in the cornfields or in the middle of nowhere.
We do. Our house is. We have a cornfield out behind us and in front of us. We're on a cornfield, but we're in Westerville, and Westerville is probably, well, my office is probably about 25 minutes, 30 minutes away from our house. And Westerville there's tons and tons of doctors around here, and then the Columbus is the surrounding area. And I mean, there's doctors everywhere all around it, but we've got some up in Cleveland now, and we've got some in Cincinnati. And I've got a doctor in Chicago that I'm working on. He's a chiropractor, and I work with his friend, a good friend of his, and he's been trying to get him to come on. So I'm hoping maybe this week we'll sign him up, which would be great.
So I guess a lot of your business is coming from referrals at this point.
Yeah, referrals, lots of internet marketing still. But yeah, it's definitely the referrals. Referrals are the most awesome, because that's just, very cool.
Here, do my billing. I've heard from another doctor, right? You're doing his. Here, do it. Yeah.
It's like, you get the ones that are like, well, can I just have the same contract as so-and-so? And I'm like, some of them were like when I first started, and I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, things have changed. I'm like, we do drafting of accounts now. I'm like, I don't give them the option of paying their bill. I'm like, no, we draft your account. I'm like, here's your invoice, but I'm taking the money out of your account. I'm not chasing.
All right, so you told me in the email that you had gotten to the point where you had 35 or so providers.
Yeah, I've got quite a few home health care accounts.
So what other kinds of providers do you have?
Oh, I've got a little bit of everything. We've got, of course, the chiropractor. We've got optometrist. We've got, let me see here, optometrist. We've got schools that bill for Medicaid for like OT, PT, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech. I do have speech and occupational therapy. I've got podiatrist.
Wow, that does run the whole gamut.
Just
general practitioners?
I do. I have actually a nurse practitioner, and then we have a regular physician, an MD, up in Cleveland. So yeah, a little bit of everything.
What about an iPad? Do you have an iPad?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You guys sent me the iPad, and that has come in handy. I take that to my demos for new providers. So showing them how to, they can do it on here and use the iPad and stuff like that. So, and you walk in and you're pulling things up on their iPad that, I don't know, it kind of it just makes you look really professional. So,
especially out in the middle of nowhere in Ohio, right? I mean,
I know, right?
You're on the bleeding edge of technology there.
Yeah.
So how far away is your furthest client?
Furthest? I think it's probably the family doctor. He's up in I think it's like a 2-hour, 3-hour drive from us. I think it's like a 3-hour drive.
And how did you get him? Was he a referral?
He was on the internet.
Oh, he found you on the internet?
Yeah. They had another billing company, and the billing company was closing or something like that. And his wife was sent on the mission to find a billing company. And I talked to her once, and it was pretty much like, she's like, all right, just send the contract and we'll go ahead and sign. I'm like, don't you want to like meet or talk about this? And she's like, no, we're good. And I'm like, alrighty then. So those are the best.
That kind of shocks licensees when they get their first call off their website. They go, "You mean people actually are out on the internet looking?"
Yes.
Well, yes. They don't go to the Yellow Pages now.
No.
Now, so you have the 2 ladies I saw there in the office, and you have some others that work out of their home.
Yep, I do. I've got we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 contractors that work. They're pretty much full time. One of them, she is. I don't know how many hours. She does a lot of my data entry for me, and she's been with me from the very beginning. And I honestly don't know how many hours she works. I'm guessing maybe about 20 to 30, maybe about 20 to entering claims. And she has another full-time job. She's a vet tech, and just does this on the side. She actually works at my vet's office. Is how I came across her. We were talking, and but yeah, I've got the rest of them are full-time. They work round the clock. Or well, around the clock, I guess. I don't know. They're paid hourly based on. It's through a company called Odesk.
I'm familiar with them. I've used them.
Yes, I love Odesk.
It's
fantastic because you can track and monitor everything that they're doing. It's worked out really, really well. I know exactly what they're doing, and it keeps track of the time clock for them, and I don't have to worry about any of that stuff.
And do they get to bid, or do you tell them how much you're going to pay?
I basically, whatever they have on their profile is usually what I pay them. If it's somebody that's like outrageously expensive, I probably would just skip over them and go to somebody that I'm like, I can pay somebody to come in my office for what you're trying to get.
Right.
And
do they post their resumes there so you can look at their experience?
Yep. They post all their information on there, and it's just, they just basically go on there, and you can just surf through, and you can even put a job listing out. And I mean, the first time I did it, I probably had, I don't even know how many people contacted me. It was like within the first, half hour, there was like 50 people that had sent me messages like, I want to work for you, I want to work for you. And I'm like, oh my goodness. They work on their own time. And they're wanting to work, which is great. So, and it works out well. And if I don't have the work for them, it's not like I have to, get rid of employees or anything like that. So it makes it quite nice.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with their system. Is really, really nice.
Yeah. So I tell I tell everybody, I'm like, go try it. I'm like, if you're looking for contractor work and you don't want somebody to be right there and have to you can go to Odesk. It's great.
So you have basically, when we go back to 2009, give me just a feel for your background again. What were you doing?
I was in actually wholesale flowers to flower shops.
That's right. Yeah.
I did fitness first, and then got out of that and went to the flower shop.
And you just found us on the internet?
Yeah. Yep. The old internet. Actually, my husband did. He
Google.
Good. Yep. Google search. It's exactly right. Yep. He was out poking around, and we kind of looking for different things. And he's like, what about medical billing? I'm like, let me look at that. And I was like, I can do that. I'm like, give me that.
So you think you got now clients versus providers. You have about 35 to 40 providers within your clients. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I've got one account that, I think there's like 15 providers there, 20 providers there. It's a mental health company. A couple of them are 2-doctor. I'm probably, I don't know, maybe 50 providers, something like that, 60 providers, something like that.
Wow. I'm just so proud of you, Wendy. That is just such a story. I can't believe it.
It's been fun.
In, let's see, what did we say? Just 4 years, basically.
4 years, yeah.
I don't think I've heard anybody growing that fast within 4 years. That's just incredible.
It's been crazy. Like, just trying to keep up with it and keep my head wrapped around everything, because I'm still like, I'm still in like the baby phase where I'm like, feel like I need to do everything and have my hands into everything, and trying to get me out of that role. Bob he comes from a big company, and big companies, they branch everything off, and they do.
You delegate, right?
Yeah, it's like, this is what you need to do. Why aren't you doing this? I'm like, I don't think like that. I'm like wrapping my hands around the whole thing, going, I could do this. I could do this.
See, that's the hardest part for me at this point, is letting go of what I created this whole thing, So
years of work. It's hard. It's so hard.
Yeah,
I get that. Like,
it's my baby,
Yeah. Like, I'm watching you. I'm watching everything you're doing.
Exactly. If I could put little cameras in everybody's office and watch their screen,
What are you doing in there? Yeah, it is. It's true. I completely understand that. You never know that until you are a business owner and you're going through all that, and it's like, oh, is that?
So what are you getting from people that you talk to, Wendy, that are there any, what's the biggest concerns people have when they call you? They want to know if it's real? I mean,
yeah, obviously that's the biggest concern about everybody, how it works, how long it took to get my first provider, and just like, ABS is a company, because everybody's concerned about, how is it for real? Is it, are they just going to take my money? And so
we're celebrating our 20th anniversary next year, so that's about as real as it gets.
Yeah, no, and I remember being in the same position, thinking, you're like, well, it's a lot of money, and I don't know anything about this company. We found them on the internet, which is like scary in itself.
We had one guy say in the class, he said, I got off the plane. As I was coming to the hotel, I thought, what if I get there and they've never heard of American Business Systems?
Yes. Oh, I mean, seriously. I mean, I think that thought goes through everybody's head.
Yeah, because you
never know.
You don't know nowadays. That's why we tell people on our webinars, look, if you want to come down and visit us first, that's fine. We'll pick you up at the airport and take you on a little tour of the offices.
Yeah.
What would you say to people if they ask you, about our support?
I tell everybody, I'm like, the support at ABS is fantastic. I'm like, they're there. I'm like, they've got the online thing now where you can send messages and stuff like that. I mean, I think in the last couple of years, I've only messaged somebody like maybe once or twice on there. But I said, when I first started, having that support and knowing that, somebody's there to help you out, if, going over proposals. I mean, I remember sending proposals over to Maryland and saying, can you just look at this for me and, tell me what you think about this, or, if I'm crazy about doing this or whatever. So having all that is huge, especially when you're first starting out. You don't want to make a mistake down the road and go, ooh, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, that's why we tell people, look, you could probably start your own medical billing company. Obviously, people do all the time, but it may take you a lot longer.
Not what you get, though.
Yeah.
Not for what you get. There's one of the girls that I know. She has started a medical billing company. We met her in Russia, actually, when we got our son, but she went by herself, her and her mother, and she's like, what we spent, with our licensee with you guys, she spent twice that amount just getting one billing system that wasn't electronic. I mean, it was just a billing system.
Wow.
So and I don't know, maybe she got gouged. I don't know, but she's, with working materials and everything else.
Server-based software, though, somehow they put a big value on that. Look, you get CDs.
Yes, woo!
Yeah, you can install this on your computer. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, hey, say hello to Robert for me.
I will.
Good talking to you. Thank you so much for taking out the time to do this today.
Oh, absolutely. No problem at all. I get to go back and do invoices now. Woo-hoo.
Oh, how fun. Okay, Wendy.
Happy day, right?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much, Patrick. I hope you have a good one.
You're welcome. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.